aka Diz, and this is the Force Always.
Okay, so welcome to the show. This is the Force Always. Yes, Melbourne, Australia is undergoing some really intense COVID-19 cases. Hence why I've got the mask on. I don't technically need to wear it right now, but to give you the gravity of the situation here, I'm just going to wear it, and out of respect for other people as well, you know, just in case someone walks by at any moment. But anyway, let's get on with the Star Wars news for this time around. And let me also add, thanks for sticking by me in the last couple of weeks with the versions of the Force Always I've had to pump out. It was a bit of a task, but I thought I'd take the safe way rather than the bad way. But anyway, let's get on to the Star Wars news. The news this week: The Mandalorian on Disney Plus has been nominated for some Emmy Awards. That's right, the Emmys will be seeing The Mandalorian possibly win something there this time around. That's got some exciting news. To more news, Comic-Con, which is not really a Star Wars thing, it's more of a sort of, superhero thing. But it's a very big event that personally I'd love to go to one time. I've been to Star Wars Celebration, as you may know, but I would think that Comic-Con would be great. But anyway, Comic-Con at home has been a dismal fail for the business Comic-Con. Not to say that it was a bad idea, but it was definitely just an unfortunate thing that really did have to take place, but really just didn't benefit them at all. The only highlight that I can sort of come across is the hype around the New Mutants announcement, where they're going to be releasing their movie on apparently August 28th. Maybe in America, maybe overseas, we don't know, but I'm not a New Mutants type person. I'm just on being a Marvel type person. I appreciate it, but so that was the highlight of the whole thing. There was nothing with Star Wars that really was great out of it besides some novelizations, which is sort of fun but sort of not. No really interesting Star Wars news to come out of Comic-Con. But anyway, that's the news for this time around. Let's get on with the views. Views is my story ideas within the Star Wars universe. Just my idea, saying it to you. As The Mandalorian is sort of the only real hot topic for Star Wars at the moment. My view about the Dark Saber. Now, the Dark Saber was like a black, sort of white type of lightsaber that appeared at the end of Season 1, The Mandalorian. It's actually appeared before that, but you've got to be a hardcore Star Wars nerd like myself. And maybe you guys out there understand what I'm saying, but the Dark Saber has been around for a while. My story idea is that this shouldn't become the iconic, holy grail of lightsabers, if you can understand. It shouldn't be the pinnacle one. I think personally the way the story has been developed, especially with the sequels, definitely through the originals and partly through the prequels, I think Anakin's or Luke's or Rey's lightsaber, whoever you want to think of it, the Skywalker saber, the blue one that we all know of, there should be something about that just has an aura about it, and I think that should be the one we should always know as the iconic lightsaber. I think anything else that follows, like the Dark Saber, that really technically follows, even though it sort of came before when the storyline of Star Wars, but I think I wouldn't want that to be the holy grail, if you can understand. I wouldn't want that to be the holy grail of lightsabers, if it is really a lightsaber, because it's some sort of saber. We know it is the black saber, but it may not be a typical lightsaber. We don't know. We've got to find out more about this in season 2, and I'm sure season 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 of The Mandalorian. Let's just wait and see. But anyway, that's my views. A bit unusual again with the storytelling idea for my behalf, but it's just something little that I was on my mind, and I thought, well, I'd express. But anyway, let's get on with the reviews. Reviews this time around will be about the lack of Star Wars being at Comic-Con. The review of it being the lack. So obviously it's maybe a 1 out of 10 for me with the stuff that they do at Comic-Con for Star Wars. I know it's not really a comic based genre, even though it has many comic books, but I do think Comic-Con is something that Star Wars should dive a bit more into to make it a bit more exciting, because I think if there's anything about Comic-Con, it is a pop culture event more than a comic book event in my mind. I would like the pop culture of Star Wars to be a bit more highlighted, so my review of 1 out of 10 can just increase. Not just that, but for the sake of us Star Wars fans really feeling a part of that event, I think there would be more Star Wars fans that would want to go to that one over the Star Wars Celebration, just because of the iconic feel of that event. But that's what I think anyway. So I'll give it 1 out of 10 with the input that Star Wars gets at Comic-Con. I think they should up the ante a bit more the next time and just really do something more than just novelizations and maybe some sort of discussion panels. Something significant to really blow us hardcore Star Wars fans away, and even the non-Star Wars fans away, and just get the crowd talking and just having a bit of fun. That's my review. Again, it's another sort of interesting sort of thing that I've added to my show this week. Sort of an unusual type of review, but that's the review. Let's get into the interviews. Interviews is 2 Qs, 2 questions where I ask myself, for you guys out there, first question, well, the first question really is, did Comic-Con succeed? In my mind, and I'll say no. Not even if I was a comic book fan or a superhero fan, I think there was just nothing. It really was a sort of good idea that just did not come off well. It's one of those unfortunate events that was sort of fortunate to have, but unfortunate in how it was perceived. So I think it was a big fail. That's in my opinion, Comic-Con. Reason why I'm going on about it, because, again, Star Wars is a pop culture sort of thing. It should be a bit more part of the Comic-Con sort of thing, but it's not. But, as we've seen, Comic-Con 2020 at home, it's just been a big fail. Anyway, my next question, which is a completely different question, it's all about The Mandalorian being nominated for an Emmy or Emmys in this next one coming up. What do I think? Do I think there's a chance for Star Wars? I personally think, in my humble opinion, that Star Wars does have a chance to pull it off, but in my mind, not just my opinion, but I just don't think it really did push hard enough in its acting and its storylines. More like storylines. Acting was it was well done, but there was not really much there to act about, and there was nothing. The storylines were good, at most, but nothing overwhelming. The only overwhelming thing I can think of with Mandalorian really is Baby Yoda or the child. And sort of the final episode, which left us hardcore Star Wars fans in a bit of, question what's going to happen of this Darksaber, blah, blah, blah. But I just don't think it's going to win the big ones at the Emmys. I think technical awards, once again, for Star Wars, which has always been good for, I think that's what will happen with Star Wars at the Emmys. I'm wishing I'm wrong. I want Star Wars to really embellish, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the technical awards will win again. I think they need to have some real riveting storylines with acting to follow it. I did like some of the originality with this particular series, but I just don't think it was good at most, not great. And you need to be great, and you need to be super original, in my opinion, to win awards. And Star Wars is just something we've known for so long, what it's all about, where it's been, things like this. It's a bit sort of tired, but at the same time, it does rejuvenate us hardcore Star Wars nerds always alive. So I think it's just going to be, the answer to the question really, I think it's going to win technical awards. I don't think it's going to win the big ones at the Emmys, in my mind. Anyway. So that's the show this time around. Please subscribe to The Force Always only on YouTube. I'm here on a weekly basis, unless the world falls apart. Or, if I drop dead or something like this, I don't know. I'll just keep rocking, but it's on a weekly basis. The Force Always only on YouTube. Contact me via Twitter if you want, which is, the information is down there. And even if it's Twitter if you want, or even via YouTube, send me in a question, whatever you like. And we can keep rocking, as I say, keep rocking every week. I say keep rocking. It's not something I just like to say for the sake of the show. I actually say it in real life to many people, and people are inspired by it, which is, very humbling, and I'm inspired by that. But I don't do it to be so, iconic. I just say it. Maybe it's my old school hip hop ties that's got me rocking that. But anyway. Until next week, my friends, as I say, keep rocking.